Hello students, my name is Mr. Harshal Neskar and we are studying the subject of basic human rights, and this is lecture number 12. In the last lecture we have studied the impact of social structure on the human behavior, and particularly how the behavior of human develops as he starts to grow up from the childhood and when he enters to the adulthood. All right, so that was for the last lecture. In this lecture we are going to study the social problems that are present in the society, and basically we will study these problems that are arising in the India only. All right, so basically the social problems in society, they basically are of three types, and the first one is the social disorganization, that is due to the disorganization in the society available. Then we have the control and planning, that means these are the problems that lacks due to problems arising due to the lack of control and planning. So in control and due to lack in control and planning, there are problems or social problems like housing, illiteracy, food supplies, prostitution, rights of women and children. All right, so these kind of problems are there due to the lack in control and planning of government, or we can say the society. All right, and the third type is the vulnerable groups that are present in the society, and due to those vulnerable groups present in the society, there are social problems arising. So the problems in that type are like elderly people or handicapped people, the minority groups or and marginalized groups. All right, then child labor, child abuse, delinquency and crime, substance abuse, or the people having the diseases like HIV AIDS. All right, so basically these are the problems that arises in our society, and we have divided these particular problems into three groups. All right, so we will study one by one. All right, so let's start with the social disorganization. So basically the social disorganization is the process opposed to the social organization. So basically society, it is a organized culture. All right, with bound by the some particular rules, or we can call them as the mores, and opposite of that particular organization, it is the disorganization, and the problems arising due to that particular disorganized material is called as the social problem due to disorganization. All right, so the or disorganization implies some breakdown in the organization of society. So while organization of society takes place when a country arises, all right, so there are some disorganization take place when some breakdown is happening in the or while organization of society. All right, so in India we can take an example of communal rights. So when India was getting its freedom, then there were communal rights present, happening in all over part of our country. So that was the social disorganization while the India was getting its freedom. All right, so that was the first problem due to the social disorganization. Then we have the social organization and disorganization is the dual aspects of whole functioning of society. So not all societies or not any of society it is perfect society. All right, so it uh, every society has some organization material and some has disorganization problems. All right, so it is the dual aspect of a particular society. So when the parts of social structure do not perform their functions efficiently and effectively, or perform badly, there occurs an imbalance in society. So some particular part of social structure do not perform whatever that particular function it is uh, allocated, then there particular at that point occurs an imbalance in that society, and that imbalance is particularly called as social disorganization. So social disorganization disturb the social equilibrium and society gets out of its movement or motion. All right, so basically social disorganization is a problem that disturbs the equilibrium of a society, and it disturbs the society to improve in all the ways. All right, so let's again go to the some definitions of social disorganization made by some sociologists. So first we will study a definition given by Emil Durkheim. So particularly that sociologist gives the definition of social disorganization as a state of disequilibrium and a lack of social solidarity or conscious. The conscious means agreement or compromise among the members of society. So basically she gives the definition is that it is a state of disequilibrium, so opposite of equilibrium, and lack of solidarity in social or in society. All right, or agreements or disagreements between the members of society. So that is the definition given by the Emil Durkheim. Then we will study the definition of Thomas uh, and Zeninski. So basically they give the definition of social disorganization as a decrease of influence of existing rules of behavior upon the individual members of group. So basically they give the definition as the influence of the rules that are present in the uh, particular society, and those that influence of that particular rules, that influence particularly affects the behavior of individual member of that particular society, and due to that influence there causes a disorganization in the society, and that particular problem is a social problem due to disorganization. Then we have the definition given by the Movever. So he particularly gives the definition as the process by which the relationships between members of society are shaken. So basically he gives the general definition in which he gives like the relationship between the individual members, whatever due to whatever reason, if it is shaken, then that particular problem is the social disorganization problem. All right, so let's move on to the characteristics of social disorganization. So basically there are four characteristics of social disorganization. The first one is the conflicts of mores and that of institutions. So we will study these particular characteristics one by one in the next slides. All right, so the second characteristic is the transfer of functions from one group to another. Then we have the individualization problem, and then last one characteristic is the change in the role and statuses of the individuals. All right, so let's study one by one. The first characteristic is the conflict of mores and that of institutions. So basically mores means the laws or rules that are present in the society only. So every society has its more, that is every society has its own laws or rules and institutions. So basically every society has its own laws or rules, and every society has its own social institutions, and basically those laws and institutions regulate the life of its members. All right, so new ideals arise and new institutions are formed as the society progresses. All right, so with the destruction of agreement, the social organization breaks up and social disorganization takes place. So basically that is the problem between the due to the mores and the institution that are present in the society. With the destruction of agreement, or there is a particular agreement in the thoughts of its individual members, and if that particular agreement gets break up, then that particular social organization breaks up into two parts, and at that particular point the social organization disorganization takes place. So that was the first characteristic. Then we will move to the second characteristic of transfer of functions from one group to the another. So basically, a society is a dynamic. All right, it is a dynamic concept, and the function of one group is transferred to the another. So basically, it means every society has to have a democracy rule. All right, and the function of particular that society is transferred to one group or one person when it is transferred to another group or another person at that particular time. If there are some disagreements between those two persons or those two groups, then the social disorganization will take place in that particular society. So we'll have an example like the family stands transferred today nurseries, schools and clubs. This has caused the family disorganization. All right. So basically, that is the second characteristic of our social disorganization. So let's move to the third characteristic of individualization. All right. So the every man in a society today thinks in terms of self only, and the young man and young woman want to take decisions on such important matters as marriage, occupations, recreation and morality. All right, so basically our tradition is that the our parents decides our marriages or the occupations that we have to carry out through our life. All right, so but today's young generation, they want to take decisions of their own life, the decisions like marriages or occupations. All right, so they want to take their own decisions, and this trend has set in a dangerous process of social disorganization. So basically, this trend disturbs the social organization of our Indian mentality, and particularly that is the problem arises in the social structure of India. All right. So that is the third characteristic of individualization. Then we have the fourth characteristic as change in the role and statuses of the individuals. So in an organized society, the roles and statuses of people are defined and fixed. All right. So every individual member in a society has a fixed role and fixed status in that particular society. But in course of time, the norms got changed, and which also brings the change in the roles and statuses of the people. So as the time move on, all right, so there will be change in roles and statuses that are carried by the individual persons. So uh, we'll study a one change that we are experiencing right now. The women are no longer confined to homes. All right, so earlier the women's were only confined to the homes only. All right, so nowadays women are everywhere. So they are taking part in all over the areas of occupation. All right, so they work in office, or they work in particular businesses. All right, and this change in the role of women has caused the disorganization in a family. So basically a family is a society structure or a social structure, and the when the women in the society or the women in the family, she was expected to play a role of housewife, but when she wants to work in an office, then that particular decision of her or a change in the role of her, that will disorganize the family structure. So I'm not saying that is a problem, but it is a disorganization in the family structure. All right, so that is the fourth characteristics. All right, so we will move to the causes of social disorganization. Okay, so first cause of social disorganization is the division of labor. Second one is violation of social rules, then industrialization, then we have the cultural lag, natural catastrophes, and war. So we will study one by one. The causes of social disorganization are, the first one is the division of labor we have studied. So according to a sociologist that has given the definition, we have studied her definition, that is the Emil Durkheim. So according to her, the extreme division of labor is the cause of social disorganization. All right, so extreme division of labor means it gives rise to the economic crisis of all kinds, then class struggles and industrial strikes, and leads to the demoralization of individuals and the family and the optionally community. All right, so basically what it means that in nowadays the labor charges that are present in the particular society, if it gets extreme minimum or extreme maximum, then it will cause the social disorganization in that particular society, and due to that extreme division in labor, it will gives rise to the economic crises of all kinds. All right, so also it will cause the class struggle between the labor and the owner, and industrial strikes, and it will lead to the demoralization of individuals, the family of that particular individuals, and the community that are individuals are working or part of that particular community. All right, so that is the first cause. Then we will move to the second cause, that is the violation of social rules. So in society, there are always individuals that violate the social rules. So every society has individuals, though those the break rules. All right. So this has the disorganization effect upon the social institutions, and unless the violations are checked, they may eventually lead to the death of institutions. So every social institution has individuals, those break the rules of that particular institution, and which will cause uh, eventually the death of that particular social institution. All right, so let's move to the third cause, that is the industrialization. All right, so the industrialization had led to the capitalism, exploitation, and class conflicts. All right, so basically industrialization, that is the industry revolution taken place in the 18th century. So it led to the concept of capitalism. Then it gives rise to the exploitation. It may be a sexual exploitation or adult exploitation, and it also gave rise to the class conflicts between the individuals. So it has also contributed to the unemployment, crime, immorality, family disorganization, urbanization, and its evils. All right, so basically industrialization gave rise to the capitalism and exploitation and class complex problems, and particularly these problems contributed to the, and again, bigger problems like unemployment, then increase in crime, the demoralization of a society, and then eventually the family disorganization, and particularly unurbanization. All right, so basically that is the cause for, third cause for social disorganization. Then we will move to the fourth cause of social disorganization, that is the cultural lag. So the modern technology is changing at a rapid rate, and it is creating the important social changes with which our institutions have not yet caught up. So that gap between the modern and traditional cultures create the social disorganization. So basically our institutions, that are the social institutions like schools, colleges, or the temples, churches, those social institutions, they have arisen or they have taken place in the, when our society started. All right, so it was started in the way back in the first century or second century, and particularly from from that particularly mindset of people, and now the modern technology, it is changing at a rapid rate, and it is creating the important social changes in the people. All right, and particularly that gap between this thinking of modern generation and thinking of traditional old generation, it will create a gap between that particular cultures, and it will again create the problems in social structure, and it will cause, that is the problem of social disorganization. So particularly the gap between two cultures, it creates the social disorganization. So we'll move to the fifth cause of social disorganization, that is the natural disasters. So particularly the natural disasters that are happening in the society, uh, it will cause the economic disturbances. All right, so economic disturbances, that is the disturbances in the relationship of a man to his environment, including such natural phenomena as earthquakes, floods, volcanic eruptions, and various other disasters of nature. It may also have a disorganizing effect on society. So nowadays we are experiencing a natural disaster, that is, it is due to the spreading of coronavirus. All right, so it is particularly that natural disaster, it is causing the disorganization effect on our society. So you are experiencing the effects of that particular natural disaster, that is the cause of disorganization. All right, so let's move to the next cause of this social disorganization, that is the war. So basically the war between the two societies, it disturbs the economy of a country or a society, and it introduces the confusion and disorder in that society. All right, so basically war, it is dependent on the financial conditions of society or a country, and it will affect the economy of that country or society. All right, then war leads to the scarcity, that is the fearism. Then there is a economic crisis during the war period. So basically war disturbs the economy, and that is why it uh, it affects the social structure with a vast amount of fear also. All right, so war also affects the male female ratio, that is depend upon the uh, number of uh, number of male present and number of female presents. All right, so that is the sixth cause of social disorganization, that is the war. So that is for this lecture, and in this lecture we have studied the concept of social disorganization. It arises due to the problems in the society. All right, so it may be due to the particular individuals or a particular group. All right, or a particular thinking or a gap between the thinkings of individuals or groups. All right, so it may cause the social problems between the society. All right, so we will stop here, and in the next lecture we will study the more problems that are present in our society. All right, so thank you for listening lectures. We will stop here. Thank you.